r/askreddit. What do you personally view as a scam that everyone accepts otherwise? Hotels charging for Wi-Fi. Also flights. You're telling me I can get free Wi-Fi from libraries, coffee shops, the dentist, and the bus. But I can't get Wi-Fi included with this $189 night room? If I spend more than $2 I want free Wi-Fi. I stayed at a resort in Hawaii a few months back that charged an extra $14 per day for air conditioning. Edit. For people saying you don't need air, you do when you can't open windows. Edit number 2. For the request of the naming and shaming, it was the Kona Coast Resort in Kona. It was bought out by Wyndham in the last few years. It wasn't like this when we went previously, so not sure if it's just a Kona Coast thing or a Wyndham thing. Somehow it's always the more expensive hotels that charge for Wi-Fi too. I went to a hotel that was over $200 night and it didn't include Wi-Fi or breakfast. The next day was at a cheap hotel that was like $60 night and it included free Wi-Fi and breakfast like WTF. 2 Pokémon games coming out at once that are almost the exact same. Or one coming out 1 year later with some added and modified content. Upvoting this because it's the first thing I've seen in the thread that is not widely accepted as a scam. You aren't supposed to buy both yourself. Flamingos. They might be real birds, but just barely. They can fly. That makes them more bird than an ostrich or penguin. My wife told me to stop pretending to be a flamingo. So I had to put my foot down. All the answers to this are things that 95% of people consider scams. Edit. I wrote this when there were like 20 comments. Which were all shitty. There are now plenty of good comments, such as flamingos, which I did not realize were a scam until today. Reddit is the real scam. When mom says if you tell the truth, I won't get mad. And extra large fleshlights. As a teacher, it's really hard to not get mad after a kid tells me a wild thing that happened and I promise they wouldn't get in trouble. Last year, a first grader peed in another kid's pocket on purpose. And he kept lying about it, but I just needed to know how a kid peed on him, so I told him he wasn't in trouble, but I needed the truth. Needing the truth has almost always backfired on me. Extra large fleshlights. Okay, this is semi-related so I'm going to toss it in. Trojan Magnum XL condoms specifically. When researching larger condom sizes I found complaints that the popular Trojan Magnum XL condoms were too tight at the base. The product itself is advertised as tapered at the bottom for secure fit. If you look at the condom, it's literally this giant condom that tapers down to the size of a regular condom so that it stays on your regular size dick. Other actual XL condoms, many of which you can only get online, are uniformly bigger and not this unique shape. Even the ones that offer extra headroom taper to a still wider base as well. So Trojan Magnum condoms are just a crappy condom for average sized dongs. They are mostly marketed and sold in stores as an ego boost for people who want or maybe kinda need them. And honestly if they weren't they'd be falling off and failing on half the people who might be buying them. It might actually be socially unwise to market a real XL condom any other way. Wish.com. Crack pipes for only $1 though. I do like looking at all the wacky shit on there though. I don't understand how so many people fall for their scam. Their business model is dropshipping stuff from AliExpress for a premium while luring you in with scam tactics and fake discounts. You can just buy on AliExpress yourself, you know. Which is cheaper, much more transparent and it's easier to find the higher quality products there too so you don't get surprised by cheap trash. Credit repair companies. Workout meal plan apps that you have to pay for. All of their workouts and meal recipes are Googleable and extremely generic. There's no FaceTime between you and the app people so there's no individuality in it. I don't get how people fall for it at all. Edit. The fact that my comment got so much love just because of the word Googleable makes me really love Reddit. Googleable. P. This made me think of an experience I had 8 years ago with a face-to-face trainer that I hired in the hopes to be healthier. The big seller for me was the customized exercise and meal plans. I know it was my fault for not being assertive and speaking up but I'm still bitter about what happened. So, when I was 26 I decided that I was going to get in amazing shape since I was what is considered skinny fat and wanted to look better naked. I thought since I was 98 pounds of weak and flabby tissue it would be best to consult a trainer on how I could get the results I desired since I knew nothing about strength training. I found a personal trainer who charged $100 an hour but was extremely hard on her clients and behaved like a drill sergeant. Her testimonials seemed real, although the common denominator with her clients is that they all had been overweight, whereas I needed to strengthen and sculpt. I booked her 2x a week for 6 weeks after my trial workout because she advertised her customized meal and workout plans, which was what I wanted. She gave me this big packet to fill out and return to her at my next workout so she could come up with a great plan specifically for me. I was very excited. So I filled the whole thing out and went into detail about what foods I absolutely won't eat. Onions. I hate onions so much that even picking them out of food isn't good enough. Food is tainted. And what I enjoy eating. I put Greek yogurt and oatmeal down for breakfast food. BC I dislike eggs, bacon, savory food in the morning, and then filled out what type of exercise equipment I had access to at home. I turned it in and on my third workout I got my customized plan. Every single day had at least one meal that contained onions, and none of the foods that I listed as being ones that I enjoyed were included. And my workout plan required me to have a TRX, which I didn't own. The meals looked like the most boring and generic healthy foods rearranged to try to resemble a plan, and the exercise one was obviously copied from their site. I stuck with her for the 6 weeks, and one time towards the end of my booked sessions, I ended up seeing her with another client because I had shown up a bit early. It actually hurt my feelings because I saw how differently she treated her clients who needed to lose weight. She gave them what she promised in her advertisements. I saw how she didn't waste even a minute of this bride-to-be's time and how she wasn't distracted or disinterested like she was with me. When she'd have me run on the treadmill, she'd go and prep herself a shake or go eat raw broccoli and boiled eggs and tell me to stop once I got to 10 minutes or whatever time she allotted. I don't know exactly why she treated me differently, but my best guess is she didn't take me seriously because I didn't need to lose weight and I didn't have an event that I was trying to look good for. Anyway, I had never told this story to anyone and your comment made me think about it, and I'm sorry for using your comment as an excuse to get this off my chest. The cost of data plans in Canada. Edit. I'm so ecstatic my first comment after years of lurking got a silver thank you. Edit. Wow, bless you guys so much. Never expected my first post to blow up like this, let alone a gold. I love Reddit. Some are questioning my years of lurking versus my account age. I simply never made an account. It's as simple as that. I'm from Sweden and here I currently pay $15 for 8 gigabytes. I lived in Canada for the winter and they wanted $50 for like 3. I didn't have a phone plan. This one of those threads in which it's best to sort by controversial. Capitalism is both a Ponzi scheme and a pyramid scheme, and the next 20 a religion. Saved you a click. Change.org petitions. Would you like to donate, spread the word? Would you like to sign up for email notifications? Would you like to submit your own petition? Would you like to tell your friends? Would you like to visit our advertisers? Are you sure you wouldn't like to donate? I help run an annual event. A few years back, Summershat set up a Change.org petition claiming we were going to be having live animals at the event and getting signatures to make us stop. We were invited to respond. So we replied by saying that we were not and had no intention of using live animals at any point, were ourselves morally opposed to the idea, and that we had no idea what the petition was about, which was exactly the case. Even after this, the petition went on to get about 8,000 signatures plus a whole bunch of nasty messages telling us what awful people we were. Nobody actually responded to our message. I expect there have been a few decent worthwhile petitions over the years. But it's usually just a shitty outlet for a bunch of pearl-clutching armchair activists to click a few buttons and feel like they've done something. High school rings. I don't know why people buy them. What do you use them for? Edit 1. Holy fuck, this blew up. Edit 2. The fact that a lot of people are arguing with me proves my point that I view it as a scam while others don't. That's what the question was asking. Edit 3. For those who don't know what a class ring is, it's a ring that you can buy when you're going to graduate. Details vary from ring to ring, but it generally has the school's logo on it, can be customized a bit, and costs anywhere from $100 to $1,000 depending on the materials, what school you go to, etc. Edit 4. Some people are bringing up class rings that were handed down to them by their parents. You didn't buy the class ring, your parents did. And I still don't see the point in making something as silly as a class ring a family heirloom. Edit 5. Obligatory thanks for the gold, kind stranger. Edit 6. A lot of you are saying letter jackets are in a similar vein, and I kind of agree with that. The difference is, at least at my school, only athletes got letter jackets, so it was a mildly distinguishing factor. I feel like senior year of high school is just trying to wring people out of their money. Susan B. Common breast cancer awareness. Edit, Susan G. Komen. Close enough. Doesn't she sue everyone who uses pink in their cancer foundations? Her siblings decided to turn their sister's death into a family scam. The shopping channel. They just get some common product, slap a few mouthy salesmen on it with an infomercial and sell it for 10x the price. They're just screwing over pre-internet senior citizens. Shopping channels are enjoyed so much by the elderly because many of them are unable to go out to a busy, chaotic shopping mall just to browse shelves once a week. Take that combined with being a couple generations older than the internet, and for many of them QVC is even more accessible than Amazon. I'm in IT for a realty company, trust me, some old-fashioned types just refuse to learn. The South Park about cash for gold was def a real thing about real ripoffs, to be sure. But HSN QVC's mere existence offer a benefit to many individuals who are no longer or who have never been able-bodied. Inkjet printer cartridges. My printer cost a bit less than the replacement cartridges and it came with ink when I bought it. It would be more cost effective if I bought a new printer every time the ink runs out. And paid internships. If you look at the actual laws, internships are supposed to be primarily focused on education. If the intern is doing work that is providing value to the company, they are supposed to be paid. It's just never enforced. Transaction processing fees. When you order a digital product online, such as a concert ticket, you pay $16 extra while you pay online, and then have to print the ticket yourself. All fees are bullshit and are designed to either hide the price of the original product or are an excuse for a middleman to cash in. Priority boarding for airlines. Personally, if I paid extra, I would want to be the last person on the plane. I sit down, we go. I won't pay extra to make my plane time longer by 30 minutes just to have 100 people bump into me as they board. Unless you need overhead bin space for your bag shakes fist at sky. I'd be happier to have priority deboarding. I'm not sure that's the right word, but I'd pay more to exit the plane first opposed to boarding first. Buying college textbooks. I had several teachers in college that made you buy the textbook that they had written. Subscriptions like Xbox Live Gold, PlayStation Plus, etc. It feels odd to have to own a console plus monitor TV, buy a game, have an already paid internet subscription, and then above that, before you can even play the game. Not all of them. It's clearly stated which games you need a subscription for and which not. You need a paid subscription to your console's online service. They aren't too expensive, but it just feels a little odd. I do not own any consoles myself, nor am I trying to speak bad about console players. It just feels odd to me personally. As a guy who owns multiple consoles and has accepted this is now standard practice and pay for it, I still agree with you. The worst part is, not every game is multiplayer, I know, crazy, and most games don't have dedicated servers. So why the premium? I'm just glad that they decided to include the hardware to connect online, as well as ditching the add-on mentality. I liked original Xbox because it had an internal hard drive, 4 controller ports, and Ethernet port built in. PS2 you needed to buy an adapter for internet, adapter for 4-player, and memory cards. PS3 had everything built in, and free online service. Xbox 360 required purchase of a hard drive, originally, Wi-Fi adapter, though it had an Ethernet port, separate HD DVD drive, and then you had to pay to connect online too. So at least things have progressed to where they eliminated the add-on adapter philosophy. I'll take my wins where I can. Diet culture. Not getting healthy, or changing your diet, or anything like that. I'm talking to subscribing to an actual diet, like keto, Weight Watchers, etc., and paying hundreds of dollars a month for cookbooks, food subscriptions, bullshit cleanses, etc. The diet industry makes millions of dollars a year. Their focus is to keep you fat and unhappy. You will either keep gaining the weight back and blaming yourself, or you'll give up and stay fat and hate yourself. Talk to a doctor about changing your diet if you're unhappy with your body. There's no reason to suck a diet's dick. Talk to a doctor about dieting. Talk to a nutritionist about dieting. Talk to a personal trainer about dieting. Speak to a mental health professional about dieting. Do not listen to a marketing campaign or its adherents about dieting. They are the only people on that list who have a personal attachment and opinion in this. None of those other people care if you use the same diet as them or not. Edit. Dietitian, not nutritionist. Though good luck keeping those two straight. I've known the difference for years and apparently still can't keep straight which one is real and which is bullshit. College in America. It's absolutely absurd that they can hold your transcripts hostage, charge $600 a year for a parking pass, require that the first year be spent on campus, rotate out a $500 textbook every single semester that was written by your professor, and basically can find any other way to outrageously overcharge students while promoting predatory lending and saying they're not for profit. And then asking alumni for donations, since all of that apparently isn't enough. Any seminar entitled Secrets to Building Your Wealth or something in a similar vein. The only secret is that you attending is building some other person's wealth. The funeral industry. Poor families get robbed of so much money just to put on a respectful funeral, and because they're grieving, it's seriously kicking them while they're down. You don't need to pay hundreds or sometimes thousands of dollars to have grandma embalmed, made up with corpse makeup, put in a casket worth an arm and a leg, and lowered into a hole filled with roses, to be topped with an ornate expensive headstone. I wish natural burials were more mainstream, where the body is put in its favorite outfit, wrapped in a biodegradable sheet, and placed in a mound of dirt to be absorbed by the earth. Big funeral companies are benefiting off of people's grief and it's disgusting. Removal of the headphone jack from flagship phones. It's not accepted by everyone just yet, but more and more people seem to be. The removal is a scam. The headphone jack was fine for over 100 years, but as soon as Apple started to remove it for no good reason, other than sell their own proprietary accessories, the jack suddenly becomes obsolete? BS to that. Shakes for weight loss. Edit. I should have mentioned weight loss pills. Shakes, I can see your reasoning behind it. Phew. For a second I thought you had said shake weights. Life coaching. Wealth building. Yada yada yada. Donating on GoFundMe. Edit. Not the company itself. The scammer users. You never know if they're pocketing your money or using your money for what they said the cause is. Pancake mix. You literally only need flour and baking powder plus a bit of salt. That's it. That's all it is. The liquid ingredients, milk, eggs, are still the same. Don't spend your money on box pancake mix. I'm not paying for the product. I'm paying for the convenience. I only get the complete mix, and it's worth the $1.50 to $2, probably overpaying by $1, to be able to just throw it in a bowl with water. Overdraft payments. Here in Oz, a lot of pointless store warranties and such to cover you if it breaks or needs to be replaced. Motherfucker no. This is Australia, not America. If you sell me a product that is faulty or breaks in an unreasonable time frame, or breaks during reasonably foreseeable use, all I have to do is prove it came from you. Don't even need a receipt if I can do it another way. Bank statement for instance, and you are providing a replacement or full refund in the method you initially received payment. Because that's how our consumer law works. So Centurcom, feel free to take your restocking fee up with Australian consumer law, not me. Payment plans for phones and just paying $1,000 for a phone in general. Paying rent. Edit. The fact that I'm being downvoted shows that this was an appropriate answer to the question. You do realize landlords have to pay for the property in the first place, and then have to pay for property taxes and maintenance, right? And that they have to turn a profit, otherwise there's zero incentive to deal with all of the potential issues that tenants can have, right? Or is it more likely you don't understand economics and you're just pissed you can't live at mom and dad's for free anymore? Psychics. How do these people live with themselves when they are taking advantage of people in their time of mourning loss? It's cheaper to go a therapist. I read this as physics and was very confused. Socialism in the United States. Lol, fuck socialism. Can I have my social security please? Oh, and my aunt doesn't have enough in her fixed income for food. Yeah, you got some food stamps? Also, before you go, these highways have potholes. Is there anyone around to fix that? Socialism is a buzzword and you are a sheep. America is already a socialist country. It's just that recently people are talking about expanding it. Trump bashes socialism on one hand and then hands billions to farmers who need the money to stave off their losses from this trade war. Sounds like socialism to me. Edit. I wrote this out of frustration. It's narrow-minded. At best, I'm pointing out the things commonly referred to as socialism, which in fact are just social welfare programs. Programs which are important to our society and benefit everyone as a whole. At worst, what I've done is contribute to the reduction of this argument. My end goal was simply to point out the hypocrisy of people who claim to hate these social welfare programs without realizing just how essential they are to the lives of the average American. It's very likely anyone criticizing these programs in some way directly benefits from it themselves. Socialism. I can deduce 3 things from your comment.